morning, everyone. Welcome to Mathematics 8 class. I'm Sir Alvin Albao, your math teacher. For now, just sit back and relax, watch and learn, and have some fun. Before we start our class, I would like to present to you a simple, gentle reminder. In the absence of face-to-face classes, this video was designed to help students who are in need for assistance in answering lesson in the module. It offers a step-by-step process of discussion for parents, guardians, and students. The content of the lesson in this video is similar to the content of the lesson in the module so that they will be guided. Supplemental video is also provided here for more explanations of the lesson. The study guide is also available for learners for more basic step-by-step process. At these points, let's bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. O loving God, we pray for your love and compassion to abound as we walk through this pandemic season. We ask for wisdom for those who bear the load of making decisions with wise consequences. We pray for those who suffering with sickness and hope for caring them. We ask for protection for the elderly and vulnerable to not succumb of the risk of the virus. We pray for misinformation to be curbed, that fear may take no hold in hearts and minds. As we exercise the good sense that you in your mercy provide, may we also approach each day in faith and peace, trusting in the truth of your goodness towards us. Amen. Okay, so before we go to our discussions, let's have first our Mission Impossible activity. In this activity, you will be given a 1 minute time to answer 3 questions. Write your answer on your answer sheet, and then later, we will be checking it to know if you have any idea about our lesson. Okay, let's check your answer. Remember, honesty is the best policy. Number one, it is a drawing of geometric figure using only pencil, compass, and straight edge. The answer is letter A, geometric construction. Number two, it is the line segment or ray that bisects an angle and extends to the opposite side. The angle is letter A, angle bisector. Number three, all radii of a circle are congruent. The statement is, the answer is letter A, true. If you got 3 correct answer, it means you have an idea about the lesson. And that's great. If you got 1 to 2 correct answer, it means you have a little idea of the lesson, and it's good. If you got 0 correct answer, it means you don't know anything about the lesson, and it's okay. Remember, practice makes perfect. So now, let's move to a movie, The Sleeping Dictionary. In this presentation, you will be given a word to remember so that you will be familiarized to this word related to our lesson today. A word to remember, angle bisector, is a line segment or ray that bisects the angle into two congruent angles. Radii, the plural of radius. Radius is a line segment from the center of a circle to the circumference of the circle. Arc any portion of the circumference of the circle. Remember, all radii of a circle are congruent. Okay, next, let's watch now the movie A Journey to the Center of the Earth. In this presentation, you will be given an idea about the history of a triangle. We don't know who first discovered the triangle, but we do know that mathematicians in ancient Babylon and Egypt had at least functional understanding of triangle. Around 2900 BC, the first of Egypt's pyramid was constructed. In order for a pyramid to actually be pyramid, the triangles that make up its faces need to slope at exactly same angle as the others. Since the monuments were built in successive layers starting from the bottom, engineers had to constantly measure and adjust the works with a high degree of accuracy. Still, we haven't found any evidences that Egypt's geometers academically deduced the properties of triangles, but as it tends to happen in history, the Greeks came around and started thinking about things. The Miletus of the Miletus 624 to 547 BC is credited with bringing geometry from Egypt to Greece and laying some early studies of triangle. Pythagoras is hailed as the first pure mathematician to study geometry by applying abstract mathematical concepts. Later on, Euclid of Alexandria wrote a 13th book of treatise titled The Elements. This book defined as the most geometric study today. See, nobody knows where triangles are discovered. But thanks to our dearest mathematician, because of them, our equations become functional. At this point, we will be moving on to our lesson. Let's watch the movie A Man Who Knows About Infinity to discuss the lesson today. Our lesson for today is about constructing angle bisector. A geometric construction is a drawing of a geometric figure using only pencil, compass, and straight edge. Some definition and postulate will allow us to construct angle bisector. In this lesson, we are going to apply triangle congruence in constructing the angle bisectors. Angle bisector of a triangle. An angle bisector of a triangle is a line segment or ray that bisects an angle of the triangle and extends to the opposite side. Example, in triangle ABC, BG is an angle bisector of angle ABC. Angle ABC will be divided into two congruent angles. Therefore, angle ABG is congruent to angle CBG. So angle ABG is equals to angle CBG. So the measure of angle ABG, which is 34, is equal to the measure of angle CBC, which is 34 also. To further understand our lesson, let's give an example. So let's watch the Three Idiots movie. Example number 1. In Triangle Joy, HO is an angle bisector of angle JOY. If the measure of angle JOY is equals to 50 degrees, what is the measure of the angle JOH and angle YOH? Angle JOY will be divided into two congruent angles, the angle JOH and the angle YOH. If angle JOH congruent if angle JOH congruent to angle YOH, then the measure of the angle JOH is equals to the measure of the angle of YOH. If the measure of the angle of JOH equals to measure of angle of the JOY, which is 50 degrees divided by 2, so therefore the measure of the angle JOH is 25 degrees. Since JOH is congruent to YOH, therefore the measure of the angle YOH is also 25 degrees. Next, example number 2. Radii is the plural of radius. Radius is a line segment from its center to the circumference of a circle. So the definition, all radii of a circle are congruent. Remember, all radii of a circle are congruent. If OA or ray OA is equals to 2, what is the measure of the ray OB? According to the definition, all radii of a circle are congruent. OA is a radius, and then OB is also a radius. So therefore, OA is congruent to OB, then OA is equals to OB. Since OA is equals to 2, then OB is equals to 2 units. Okay, so let's have constructing the angle bisector. So we have a given of angle T, then construct the ray TF, the bisector of angle T. So angle bisector constructs a line that cuts in angle to two congruent parts. Okay, the first things you have to do is to construct angle T. You have to construct an angle. Make sure that the angle is an acute angle, or the measure of the angle is less than 90 degrees. So this will be our angle T. Now we have to construct a ray TF, the bisector of angle T. So we have to construct a ray TF here. So this will be the bisector of our angle T. So we have to construct an arc that intersect to two rays or two segments. From this vertex T, put the needle part of the compass and then draw an arc that pass through the two rays. So magdodrawing tayo ng arc na kailangan mag-intersect or dadaan sa dalawang ray or segment. Okay. So para makagawa tayo ng ray TF, so magmamark tayo dito sa intersection ng segment at ng arc ng ating vertex. So bali ito yung magiging B natin, point B. And then magdodraw tayo from point sa needle point ng point B, magdodraw ulit tayo ng arc na itatapat lang natin dito sa ating vertex ng angle T at the same time dun din sa kabilang intersection. So kung mapapansin natin, meron tayong nabuong intersection doon. So ito yung magiging point F natin. So since dapat parehas ang measure ng galing dito sa point ng galing din dito sa point. So since meron na tayong point F, i-connect natin yung point T sa point F para magkaroon tayo ng ray TF or segment TF. So ito na ngayon yung ating angle bisector. So the two angles are congruent now. Okay, so this is the conclusion that ray TF bisects angle BTS and angle BTF is congruent to angle STF. Statement number 1, we draw an angle T. So the reason is by construction. Statement number 2, we draw the arc BS. The reason is by construction. So we can say that TB is congruent to TS. The reason is all radii of a circle are congruent. Next, number 4, BF. So BF is congruent to SF. The reason is radii of congruent circles are congruent. And then TF is congruent to TF. It is a reflexive property. So we can say that triangle BTF and triangle STF are congruent by SSS congruent postulate or the side-side-side congruence postulate. So therefore, we can say that angle BTF is congruent to angle STF by CPCTC, or corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So therefore, ray TF bisects angle BTF by definition of the angle bisector. Okay, so now it's your turn to answer on your answer sheet. You have to copy the procedure and give the correct answer. Let's now watch the Goku-sen movie. So what's more, the problem is you have to fill in the blank. Given yung ating reason, you have to write the statement. Given natin, we have the angle C. Angle C, and then we have to construct the ray CA, which is the bisector of the angle C. Okay, so we have angle XZA and angle YZA. So you have to complete the statement. Okay, so your answer will be written on your answer sheet. Okay, next. So you have now all the idea needed. Let's connect to the real world. In the Bad Genius movie, all you need to do is to answer the problem. Copy and answer the problem on your answer sheet. So let's choose Bad Genius. Okay, so this is the what can I do problem connecting to the real world. Answer this problem. A sun ray reached the intersection of the building and the ground. The intersection of a building and the ground is named as the point B. So ito yung point B natin. So bali magiging angle ABC siya, bisected by ray BX. Okay. So what is the measure of the angle ABC is 90 degrees, and the measure of the angle ABX is 2x minus 3. So ang measure nito ay 2x minus 3. What is the value of x? What is the measure of angle ABX and the angle CBX? Okay, so clear? Okay. So you are now po full pack of understanding of our lesson. Let's watch now the movie Master of Study. In this slide or presentation, you need to answer the 5 questions. Your score will be assessed on how you master our lesson today. So let's see. Multiple choice. Write the letter of the answer on your answer sheet. Number 1. It is a drawing of geometric figure using only a pencil, compass, and straight edge. A. Geometric construction. B. Inductive reasoning. C. Proof. D. Reasoning. Number 2. It is a segment that divides an angle into two congruent angles. A. Perpendicular bisector. B. Circumference. C. Orthocenter. D. Angle bisector. Number 3. If FA bisect angle HFD, what are the two congruent angles? A. Angle AFD congruent to angle XFD. B. Angle AFH congruent to angle HFD. C. Angle AFX congruent to angle AFD. And D. Angle AFD congruent to angle HDF. Number 4, if DC bisects angle ADE and the measure of angle ADE is 70 degrees, what is the measure of the angle CDE? A. 15 degrees. B. 25 degrees. C. 35 degrees. D. 50 degrees. Number 5, if AD bisects angle RAE and the measure of angle TAR is 30 degrees, what is the measure of the angle RAE? A. 25 degrees. B. 35 degrees. C. 55 degrees. And D. 60 degrees. Okay, now, in every situation, there is a lesson learned. So let's now watch the movie Lesson Learned. Answer the question in one sentence. Write your answer on your answer sheet. The question is, did you find it difficult constructing angle bisector? What are those difficulties? What solution did you do to overcome those difficulties? So you have to answer these 3 questions in one sentence only on your answer sheet. Okay, so every child is special. Everyone is also gifted in different form. The extend activity will help you more to familiarize to our lesson today. You have to construct an angle bisector. Let's now watch the movie of the gifted. Extend activity. Given, construct angle R. So construct BR or ray BR, the bisector of our angle R. You have to complete the statement with a given reason. So based on the reason natin, kailangan nyo lang i-complete yung ating statement. Okay? So that's for all today. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Have a good day ahead. Thank you very much and bye.